This is the first Ducati I've ever ridden.
They're supposed to be the cream of the crop, precision-built machines that blend engineering excellence with undeniable style. But in 2025, not everything coming out of Europe is living up to the hype. From shocking reliability issues to sky-high maintenance bills, more and more riders are beginning to regret putting their hard-earned cash into these bikes. Whether it's poor ride quality, quirky software, or simply a mismatch of expectations, these motorcycles are becoming cautionary tales in the community. Long hours on the road can be thrilling or brutal if you're on the wrong bike. Today, we're diving deep into the top 10 European motorcycles riders are regretting in 2025, and why. Before we twist the throttle, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more honest, no BS motorcycle reviews. 10. Ducati Scrambler 1100. On the surface, the Scrambler 1100 has everything going for it. Italian flair, that signature Ducati growl, and a retro look that turns heads. But once you've owned it for a few months, reality kicks in. The engine runs hot, especially in city traffic. The fueling is rough at low speeds, making it jerky in urban environments. Suspension? Stiff. Really stiff. Not ideal for daily comfort. Riders also complain about premium-level maintenance costs for what's essentially a fun weekend bike. Add in reports of inconsistent quality control, and that initial honeymoon phase starts to fade fast. Nine. BMW R9T. This bike's a classic, at least in appearance. The BMW R9T is marketed as a heritage-inspired, customizable platform. But for many riders, it's starting to feel more like style over substance. At over $15,000, people expect more modern tech, ride modes, and comfort. What they often get is a heavy-feeling machine, a dated gauge cluster, and minimal rider aids, unless you pay extra. And don't forget the maintenance costs typical of BMW. Basic services aren't cheap. Riders who expected a lightweight, agile cafe racer are finding themselves regretting this premium-priced retro. Eight. Aprilia Tuono 660. This one had people excited. A lightweight Tuono with Aprilia's aggressive DNA? Sounds amazing. But many owners are dealing with the dark side of Aprilia ownership. Riders report persistent electronics issues, weird fuel mapping, and even check engine lights appearing without cause. There are also concerns about the dealership network being thin, especially outside of major cities. The riding position, though sporty, feels a bit awkward for longer rides, and the throttle can be snappy in lower gears. Great in short bursts, but for daily use or touring, the shine fades. Seven. KTM 390 Adventure. It promised to be the ultimate lightweight ADV bike, and while the 390 Adventure delivers in terms of features, traction control, ride modes, TFT display, it comes with asterisks. The build quality feels plasticky, and owners frequently complain about vibrations at highway speeds. It also lacks low-end grunt, making off-road adventures feel underwhelming. And then there's the notorious KTM reliability. Electrical gremlins and sensor failures are common topics in forums. For a bike marketed as a rugged adventurer, riders are finding themselves at dealerships more often than they'd like. If you're into real talk that cuts through the marketing fluff, hit that like button and let us know in the comments, have you ever regretted buying a bike? We want to hear your stories. Six. Triumph Tiger 850 Sport. Triumph aimed this one at new ADV riders. The 850 Sport is designed to be approachable, but in doing so, it seems to have lost its edge. The suspension is too soft for spirited riding, and the engine, while smooth, lacks punch. Riders say it feels meh, which is not what you want to feel when dropping nearly $13,000 on a mid-range ADV bike. And while the styling is solid, the feature set is bare bones. No cruise control, no IMU-based rider aids. It feels like Triumph made a compromise bike, and unfortunately, many riders are regretting being on the receiving end of that compromise. Five, Moto Guzzi V85 TT. The V85 TT is charming. It's got soul. That transverse V-twin engine, the shaft drive, the quirky styling, it's like the Wes Anderson film of motorcycles. But that charm wears thin when you start hunting for replacement parts and realize your nearest service center is 400 miles away. Long waits for parts, inconsistent dealer support, and odd reliability hiccups. From electronics to clutch issues are major complaints in 2025. Riders who thought they were getting an exotic ADV with personality are now dealing with real-world headaches. Four, Husqvarna Svartpillen 401. Visually, this bike is a stunner. It looks like it rolled off a concept board straight onto the street. But once again, form overshadows function. The fuel tank is tiny, limiting your range to less than 100 miles in real-world riding. The ergonomics are cramped, and the ride quality is harsh, especially for taller riders. It uses KTM's 390 platform, so it inherits both the engine's punch and some of the same reliability complaints, from sensor issues to spotty component quality. A fun city toy, sure, but riders are learning it's not the daily they hoped for. Three, BMW F900R. BMW positioned the F900R as an agile, affordable, naked alternative in their lineup. But many riders expected more and got less. It's got good mid-range torque, but lacks personality. The engine feels numb, and the ride-by-wire throttle is unpredictable. Suspension feels budget tier, and the bike lacks the refinement many expect from BMW. And again, pricing. By the time you add optional packages for ride modes or heated grips, you're easily in $11,000 to $12,000 territory. For that price, riders are wondering if they should have gone with a Japanese or even a used higher-tier Euro model instead. Two, Ducati Multistrada V4. Here's a prime example of tech overload. The Multistrada V4 is packed to the gills with features: adaptive cruise control, radar sensors, dynamic suspension, you name it. But that tech comes at a cost. Many riders report software glitches, sensor failures, and frustrating dealer visits just to reset error codes. And it's not just software, the valve check intervals, maintenance cost, and complexity are pushing riders away. You don't just buy a Multistrada, you commit to it. And for those who aren't riding hard, often and far, that commitment turns into regret. One, KTM 1290 Super Duke GT. The Super Duke GT is a weapon, fast, aggressive, and packed with KTM's best tech. But with great power comes great headaches? The ECU bugs are legendary at this point. Many riders have reported ride modes resetting, traction control errors, and random warning lights. The suspension is stiff, the engine heat can be brutal in traffic, and the clutch action is heavy in daily riding. Riders bought this expecting high-speed touring bliss, but too often they find themselves dealing with minor issues that kill the experience. For a $20,000 plus bike, that's a tough pill to swallow. Look, we're not saying these bikes are bad across the board. Each one has its strengths, and for the right rider, they can be phenomenal. But when the price tag, performance, and real-world experience don't match up, regret sets in fast. Motorcycling is personal. What feels like a dream machine to one rider might feel like a total mismatch to another. The key takeaway? Test, ride, do your homework, and don't fall for the badge alone. Have you ridden any of these bikes? Did you regret it or absolutely love it? Let us know in the comments. And if you want more hard-hitting motorcycle content that challenges the status quo, hit subscribe now. We're pushing toward 1,000 subscribers, and your support helps fuel the Moto revolution. Thanks for watching, and ride safe out there.